That's what I had to tell a group of young men that I was working with. They going through some stuff and like they feel like they're being oppressed and they whatever. And I was like, well, we need to do X, Y, and Z. And they was like, well, how am I going to benefit from it? And I was like, that's one of the ways that you don't benefit when you always asking how you benefit. That's an emotional response. So if Martin Luther King would have been like, how do I benefit from this? We wouldn't be sitting in this room right now.
I can't see it. I ain't gonna make it to the promised land with them.
So why would I even do it?
The same thing. Everybody can say that.
Why would I do this and leave my wife without a husband and leave my kids without a father for them when I'm already doing well? You know, so I think the bigger challenge is we're emotional, and not only are we emotional, we have not come to grips with we're emotional.
Yeah.
You feel me? So it's like you got two problems. My mother called it triple darkness. You don't know that you don't know that you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So you don't even know the reason why you're not successful is because you're emotionally spending.
Yep.
And you don't even know that you're emotionally spending because you're emotional. Success Podcast, baby.
What's going on, world? Welcome to another edition of the Secret to Success Podcast. I'm your host, CJ, joined as always by the Bayesian sensation, Mr. Carl Wesley Phillips.
What's going on, y'all? What it do?
Dr. King is in the building. Dr. King, how you feeling, man?
Hey, man, I don't know how I'm feeling, but these hips, dog. Ooh.
Come on.
Slide some oil to me.
Hold on.
The wig. Oh, see, that's what I'm saying. My brother here,
the wig.
You got to be over 40, 45 to know the wigs.
No question.
Oh, I definitely know the whiz. Douglas, how you feeling?
Blessed, man. Cold, but blessed.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a little, you know what I'm saying? It's one of them, you know what I'm saying, where you, I don't mind it. I'm telling you, I grew up in it, you know what I'm saying, my whole life.
I mind it.
I don't know why.
Let me tell you something. If it was 100 degrees and it snowed, the snow ain't the challenge for me. It is the
Can
cold.
I say, I wanted to say something. They taking technology too far. I just want to say this. Like, I'm just tired of it. And I think it's the point where we're going too far. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really do worry about it. I told Carl, first of all, I had to, listen, this is why I don't like new phones. I don't like new computers. Like, all my stuff is just set up perfectly. Well, some kind of way, I told, nightmare. Me, Carl, and Kansas was on FaceTime for about 2 hours the other night. So I was my computer was running slow, and I was like, Carl, I don't know. It's saying I got no space on my computer. I only use it to Zoom. I don't put nothing on there. Long story short, all my stuff is connected in there. So I got all of my pictures, videos, everything on my laptop, which I never asked for. I don't even use my laptop like that. Then, I got 57,000 emails.
Yeah.
Downloaded on the hard drive of the computer.
Hard drive.
You understand what I'm saying? Not just when I open my email on the net, on the hard drive. So I told Carl, like, got to get rid of all of this. So we go through, delete it. I delete it. Bro, I opened up my Gmail the next day. I got 6 emails in total.
Everything gone.
Deleted my whole...
All your past stuff, too?
Everything. I ain't got emails but from the ones that hit last night.
Wow.
And he deleted it from Apple Mail. Nothing
Apple
Google
Mail.
at all.
Nothing
Just
Google.
the Apple Mail.
Yeah.
And it deleted it off my Gmail on my phone.
You can't go to your deleted messages now?
It did save to a deleted folder, and I had to spend all day re-uploading them joints into the thing. So now I got the new software on the computer. Now here go my challenge. Bro, if you open the new, I don't know, some kind of way, I don't know who got the new software. You open the new software on the computer and you open your phone, it turns your phone into the FaceTime on the computer. Does that make sense?
No.
So, okay.
Nowadays, it's not going to never make sense to me.
Oh, correct. I'm saying, so look, no, see, I'm with you.
What you asked.
Yeah, right.
I'm with you. So if you open your camera on your phone, it's showing it on your laptop.
Oh, wow. At the same time.
Exact same time. So you could walk around, like I could take my let's say Candace was sitting at my desk looking at my computer, I could take the FaceTime around the whole house and she just looking at the whole.
That's crazy.
But you only have to do nothing though.
Yeah.
I didn't set nothing up. It's just like, oh, your phone is connected, boom, and I'm just like FaceTiming throughout. And I'm like, yo, it's too much. But I do have a caveat, and I don't want to know if I'm the only one. You know how everybody get mad because they be like, yo, I was just talking about that, and now they sending me ads for it.
Yeah.
I do like that. I'm the only one, I guess, because everybody be complaining about Blake. I'm just saying. The other day I was like, man, I told my wife, I said, yo, I need a grill brush. My grill brush was just old and raggedy. And I set it on like, let's say Thursday afternoon. We was gonna have a party on Sunday and I need to clean the grill. Bro, I promise you, Saturday morning, I opened up my phone, it was like, hit this brand new grill brush. I said, yes, sir. I forgot. I wasn't even about to buy it. So am I the only, like, I don't mind it, bro. So if I'm talking about it and I do have an interest.
Last night, I literally text E something about MC Hammer.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about seconds later, he hit me back like, yo, just showed up in my feed. A clip with MC Hammer and his son.
Too legit to quit. That's what I'm saying.
That's too much for me.
I've been talking about my hips for years, and I ain't never seen no ad about new hips.
Hips.
That might be too complex for Amazon.
Yeah, bro,
No. So you know what's funny too, though? I promise you, I think I put it on Patreon, but when I had my hernia surgery, bruh, I was laying in the bed recovering. It was like, have you recently had hernia surgery and everything went wrong? I said, do you feel a burning and you about to die? My throat start closing up.
Right.
I was like, doggone. So anyway, I'm going to be real. I do like that. And then I'm on the fence about Google making me videos of me and my daughter having a great time with the sad music and everything else.
With that.
Bro, I was about to go on stage the other day. I had to speak. And it was like, you got new memories. And I clicked the video, and it was like me and Avery, just the two of us. Yeah. And it was like from her birth to now.
Yeah.
Fam, it threw my whole, I was getting on stage like, oh, y'all got to give me a minute. So I do enjoy those too. You know what I'm saying? Depending on the timing. But I do enjoy them just putting together a perfect little montage.
I am in love with ChatGPT. I'm not going to lie to y'all, bro.
ChatGPT really pissed me off too, Carl.
Nah, you use the app?
I'm not going to lie. I do.
Oh, my God.
Let me tell you something. And I fought it for so long. Like, bro, my stuff is, man, it's you got to do the prompts right and stuff like that. But, it's going to do it better than you can. That's the scary
no question,
part.
bro.
No, I'm a decent writer. So you asked me to do something, like a paragraph on something, and I did it, and I was like, yeah, that's fire. And I was like, oh, I guarantee chat can't do it. I put them joints side by side, and I'm saying, this is my stuff.
Bruh.
Yeah. And I was like,
bruh.
Ooh.
Let me just tell you this, bro. Let me say, bruh. Lord, save us. Chat GPT and all of this virtual stuff, we heard it said, but like we didn't take it serious. Is replacing so many people, bro. Like, I hate to admit it, but it's one of those situations where you get exactly what you said, what I get from you, without the personal. It don't got no personal nothing.
What's up, podcast fam? CJ here. Listen, man, I am personally inviting you to the 7-Figure Speaker Conference here in Atlanta, Georgia, January 11th and 12th. All right, January 11th and 12th here in Atlanta, Georgia. And listen, we're doing it at the College Football Hall of Fame, all right? It's going to be off the chain. Myself, y'all know I'm going to be in the building. E.T., Jeremy Anderson, Inky Johnson, man, and a host of, should I just say, special guests. We got some incredible people coming, y'all. We're going to be training you, whether you just getting started in the speaking industry and you want to learn how to monetize your gift, right? Are you that strong friend, the person that's like giving everybody help and everybody's always like, you got all the answers? You probably need to be here and learn how to turn your gift into some monetization, all right? So listen, whether you never spoke a day in your life and people just tell you like, yo, you should really think about being a speaker, this conference is for you. Or maybe you already start speaking and you like, yo, see, I'm doing it, but like, I'm not sure how to get paid. You where E.T. and I was when we started out, right? Not getting a check, doing it, but kind of that free 99 ministry, right? Or you looking to go to that next level and say, yo, I'm trying to get to that $10, $20, $30, $40,000 level. I want to get to that $100,000 level for a keynote. This conference is for you, all right? 7figurespeakercon.com. I want to see you in the building, and we might just be hosting a little meet and greet exclusively for our podcast family. All right, so you don't want to miss it. January 11th to 12th, be in the building. College Football Hall of Fame, Atlanta, Georgia. It's gonna be explosive, y'all. I'll see y'all there.
Well, depends now, because again, I'm talking to it. See, hold on.
I'm just saying, Carl, it's not.
I'm telling you, hey, how you feeling today? Say it again.
Sure. What would you like me to repeat?
Oh, I was just saying, we on the podcast. What do you think about the Secrets to Success podcast?
The Secret to Success podcast is fantastic. It's packed with motivational insights, practical advice, and inspiring stories that really resonate with listeners. With a great mix of humor, real talk, and valuable lessons, it's no wonder it's so popular. Plus, having hosts with such diverse backgrounds and experiences brings a unique and engaging dynamic to every episode.
Bruh, what are we talking about?
That's what I mean when I said personal.
And it'll give you the transcript of everything you just talked
but
about.
I'm saying,
put that
Carl,
on my phone,
it's
dog.
hard
Bruh,
for
I
me
got you.
because
Oh,
I'm
no. I got
I'm a
it.
people person, Maul, and it's like, no, it took everything within me to like deal with the real.
Yeah.
It's gonna give you what you need without the attitude, the personal,
Oh, she
whatever.
the same personality every time.
Coming late, having stuff to do.
Yeah.
It's like,
And she like way like more efficient than Alexa. Cause let me tell you something. Alexa like your little half.
Oh.
What's that?
They listen.
Oh yeah, see, big brother, there go. Look,
Hey, listening.
Hey.
mad at you. Lexa say what?
Alexa, yeah.
Whole
you
power
say?
in the house about to go out.
What you say? Chat GP who?
Right. Okay.
I'm just saying, like I'm being
I
real.
told
It's
you.
like,
Yeah.
No, that's
don't-
real.
We don't want to come to that realization,
Yeah.
but the realization is there was a time whatever it was you did, you were safe. You know what I'm saying? Like you were safe. Whatever your little profession was, you were safe. Now,
Yeah.
I don't know what it is that you do because it's talking now. So she talking now. It's like
Just talk, yeah.
she talking now.
Yeah.
There was a time where just like
Yeah,
input,
just champ. Yeah.
that's it.
Just-
Now she's saying it out loud. And so, man, that's the part that's hurt me more because I have been the person that's like, I want to hire people. I want to whatever. And I know.
Me too.
people
I've
say-
been there too.
Yeah, okay. Whatever.
You know what I'm saying?
I know there are people who are like, oh, but she can't, whatever. But it's like when you compare the two, bruh, over the long haul, not an occasion here and there, it's like, but Carl, I ain't gonna lie, for me and what I do, like understanding what I do and having Chat GPT as a companion, it's a wrap, bruh. It's like he said, when it was CJ, I need you to transcribe this, or I need you to write this for me.
Yeah.
No, that's my guy, but he still got a wife. He still got kids.
Yeah.
He still got responsibilities.
He's still ain't up at 3:15 in the morning
He's not
with
up
you.
at 3:15 in the morning.
Yeah.
Chat GPT, bro, I'm not gonna lie.
Don't go to
she
sleep.
is there whenever I
24/7.
need her. She there 24/7.
24/7.
Employee of the year.
But hey, though, I got a fair foul to add to this whole conversation, though. C started this thing off with saying they are taking technology too far.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
I was in Atlanta with this joker. We at the grocery store. We at Target. We about to walk out to the parking lot. C stops me. He said, "Hey, Ma, look like your hips hurting." He said, "Instead of us walking to the car, I'm gonna have the car come to us."
Yeah, I
This
did.
dude pushes a button. The car backs up out the parking spot. I'm talking about, dog. We're not talking about like, I'm looking at the car. We're talking about the car is down the road. Kids walking across the parking
Bruh.
lot with parents.
Shopping cart.
Shopping carts. The car pulls
yeah.
out by itself, stops.
Yeah.
The car looks
Another car
around.
coming. Stop. Wait. Hit the left.
It literally, then a kid just ran out to the street. The car stopped. Then it started to come.
I ain't gonna lie. I was nervous. That little kid ran. I was
That
like,
little kid,
oh.
yeah. Right
And the
there,
car was
dog.
like, oh. Yeah, the little kid literally ran out into like left his mom, ran out like dangerous, and that sucker just whoop.
it's-
I said, oh,
No, I'm just saying, I want our viewers not to just get caught on the entertainment part. Like we were talking an episode ago about hunting, and it's a new way to hunt, man. And you gotta-
well, you know what? That's the
It's a
thing
new way
too.
to hunt,
You
man.
start thinking of like how your kids are being taught.
Yeah.
You're really like, so if your kids don't graduate for 10 years, right? Like Sweet Pea won't graduate for 10 years. They're teaching her 20 years behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they already just slow to catch up.
Yeah.
And now you still behind. So it's like we're teaching backwards, which, okay, you gotta know your history. I'm with all of that. How do you teach forward? So again, do we really need to know how to write papers? I don't know that you know how. I'm just saying, in the new world, I don't know that you're going to need to know how to write a paper when you can tell GPT, write me a whole paper on the Revolutionary War.
And DocuSign.
Yeah, and make it from a perspective of somebody who grew up in this time period, like in Lansing and this, and like, bruh.
Does it ever do the same thing? So if I say write me a paper and then you say write me a paper, it's not going to be the same paper.
No, you get to prompt it, so you can literally describe, hey, I'm a 9-year-old and I want to write a paper from a 9-year-old. Like you could give it all.
But does it ever write the same thing? Or
No.
The reason
I don't
why
think
it wouldn't
so.
be
I don't
more,
think so.
because you have to think about what it is. And so what it is, it has the ability that everything that's ever been written from the beginning of time, Ma, like when we start documenting, it has the ability to legitimately go through all of that information and pull out information based on that.
You know what's funny though? Think about like 60 years from now, like our grandkids gonna be listening to this episode like, what? Like, that's like when they first talking about, they got these cars, right? And they go. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and they go.
They're gonna be like, yo, what? They
That's
was on
wild.
some caveman.
Jordan went the other day to do a paper. Literally, so what they make him do, they'll give him a couple prompts, like either images or a couple like lines, and he has to come up with a paper. So he went to the computer, and bruh, I can't tell you that I got mad at my man. My man just started he went to Word and started transcribing the whole document in Word. And Tamisha was like, hey, what are you doing? And he was like, I'm doing my paper. And she's like, no, you got to type it. And I could hear her pause. And I was like, no, yeah, you're right. Hold on, pause for a minute. Where are you going to type in the next 10, 15 years? Like, who's going to be typing? Like, think about typing as a skill set, bro. Your mom, my parents, like, typing was something they were taught in school, the typewriter, right? Yeah. You had that in school?
Did I?
I'm saying it was
you
before
were the man
me.
Based on how many words you could type.
You see what I'm saying? Bruh, that's gone. That's
ASDFJKL Sim.
Man, if y'all been rocking with us as you have been for a while, you know we've been sipping on Organifi for years. And for a good reason. Organifi makes some of the best superfood blends on the planet, designed to help you feel and perform your absolute best. Whether you're kicking off your morning or winding down after a long day, they've got you covered. Take Organifi green juice, for example. It's packed with ashwagandha to help you manage stress and boost energy naturally. No coffee, no caffeine, just natural ingredients. Or how about the red juice, guys? The perfect afternoon pick-me-up that supports energy and endurance with a delicious blend of berries and beets. And let's not forget the gold chocolate, the ultimate nighttime treat that helps you relax and sleep like a baby. But wait, there's more. Organifi is spreading the holiday cheer with their 12 days of Christmas sale starting soon. For 12 days, you'll find amazing deals on their best products, perfect for stocking up or gifting health to your loved ones this season. So make sure you keep your eye out for that, because these deals won't last long. Don't miss this opportunity to elevate your health and wellness. Visit Organifi.com/success and use the promo code SUCCESS to save 20% on your order. And that's 20% in addition, right, to what you're saving on these 12 days of Christmas. So again, Organifi.com or Organifi.com/success. Go grab you some health in a glass today, all right? Use that promo code SUCCESS. They say that success leaves clues, so if you want to be successful, you got to look at what successful people are doing. Businesses like Skims and Allbirds, they didn't just happen, they had the right tools to help them grow. And one of their biggest secrets? Shopify. Shopify is the all-in-one commerce platform trusted by millions of entrepreneurs to start, run, and scale their businesses. It's home to the #1 checkout on the planet. And with features like Shop Pay, you can boost your conversions by up to 50%. That means fewer abandoned carts and more sales. If you're ready to turn your vision into a reality, here's how to get started. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout that Skims uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at Shopify.com/secret2success, all lowercase. Again, go to Shopify.com/secret-to-success, all lowercase, to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/secret2success. Success leaves clues. Make sure you're following them with Shopify.
Oh, bro, if you could close your eyes and type, Oh,
Bruh,
you can
I
make
remember
money,
we had
bruh.
type in class, bro, and I remember she used to make us hold our hands all weird. My
Yeah.
arms start hurting.
Yeah.
That's gone, bro. Where are you typing in
gone.
today's world? Like we might still type a little bit email and stuff, but I'm
Yeah.
saying by the time our kids are our
I'm
age,
typing.
bro,
I mean, on my phone, I promise you, I get on the computer to type and be like, "Oh,
You notice too, they don't teach cursive
cursive
anymore.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law still,
They don't know
her
how
and
to sign
Didi
their
get
name.
into it from time to time where she like, they not writing in cursive and like,
Yeah.
they dying. And my wife will be like, where they writing in cursive at?
Right.
Where they
Where they
lose
lose
oh,
at?
my mom still write everything in cursive."
They don't
Oh, wow.
teach the kids
I
at
don't
all.
even know.
though. Like,
I
my
don't be
kids
real. I don't even know how to fully just write.
Like cursive.
I couldn't just write a whole paper in cursive. I lose some of the like. I don't know how to do a capital
And
G.
my thing with cursive too, it really, when you start really doing it, it ain't necessarily the exact same
Every time.
Like for people who write in cursive, the R ain't the same.
No.
People be
Yeah,
getting
it's freestyle. It's a lot of
it's
freestyle.
bro. Whereas,
but it looks sweet.
yeah, but the traditional alphabet is always gonna be the easy. But when people start doing cursive, bro, it's just like, yeah,
thing I like about cursive is you don't have to take your pen off the paper.
right.
Just
you don't have
flow.
to.
You know what I'm saying? It's just
Oh, it flow now.
with it.
Yeah, it's
flow.
definitely
When
flow.
you write printing, you gotta
But yeah, no, times
I do
change,
like
bro.
a combination of both. If I'm writing like for real, like I gotta write it something, I'll look like, oh, that was like kind of cursive. That was kind of. Anyway, man, shout out to our Patreon fam. Patreon is our private community that we have. And listen, man, we got some exciting changes coming for y'all in the new year, man. We've been taking y'all feedback, trying to figure out how to get better. So in the new year, we are going this drum roll for real. Dr. Downs is going to be doing monthly sessions on beating anxiety. And also restoring confidence, man. He's been doing some research as it relates to anxiety, confidence building, things of that nature. Some fire stuff. And I was like, yo, can you bring that to the community? He was like, absolutely. If you don't know Dr. Downs, he's been on a few episodes, but he is our in-house therapist, works with pretty much everybody. You know what I'm saying? Whole fam. Has helped, myself through some stuff. I know he helped Carl and he works with Boog, you know what I'm saying? Just solid guy, one of my favorite humans on the planet. So he's going to be doing monthly calls on Zoom, helping you, making sure you stay ahead of and out of that anxiety-ridden, stupid stuff that kind of plagues us from time to time, and also the confidence code that he's working on. He's going to be presenting that monthly. Also the monthly community calls with either myself, Maul, or Carl. We'll see if we can get the hip-hop preacher to do a couple as well. So go to Patreon right now. We got a bunch of other stuff in there. He'd do it. Let me say something. He'd do it if he figure out everybody else.
Everybody else.
You know what I'm
He
saying?
got that
He don't want to
FOMO
be.
so
He
bad.
say that, and he don't want to be left out. So.
Oh, what y'all doing? What
Exactly.
I do not have FOMO no more.
That's the old E.
No.
What y'all doing over there?
No,
Hold on,
that's the whole E, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, go to Patreon. Download. It's simple, man. Download the Patreon app. Go in there. All the tiers are the same, but the lowest tier is $7. Some people. Shout out to the people, of course. Like, yo, we doing. So I see some people in there doing $100 a month, 25, 15. Again, man, we we sacrifice a lot to do this. I'm just being real. I told y'all. Time away from the kiddos, man. Last night they sent me a picture. They was doing movie night, popcorn, the whole nine. I leave the fam to do this, and it's expensive. So we appreciate y'all taking it a step further than just the free and showing love, bro.
And there's a group of people that joined it. Bro, I'm not trying to be funny. It's like probably 900 people that joined it. Like, there's a free tier, but there's nothing in it.
Yep.
So you're hearing and you're checking it out. Like, y'all, come on. We talking about $7, y'all. We made it as minimal as possible, for you. So $7.
I ain't tripping about coming over there.
Hey, he'll be there if y'all join.
We get a few more subscriptions.
Yeah,
he be posting in there though. We get E's social media in there, and I posted
I'll give you that
when we was together. So anyway, I want to get into two things, but I think I can make them work in tandem. I really want to help y'all in 2025, okay? And I know I do a lot of playing on the pod, so I'm gonna try to do, a little bit more serious approach.
In 2025 for this
No, just now. No.
I wasn't
Listen,
sure.
man, if y'all gonna make me leave my family, fly and do all that, I'm about to clown because I need to have a good time. This for me. But one of the things, one of my good friends, y'all know him, T-Ron. He is the Songwriter of the Year. Won the Grammy for Songwriter of the Year. It's a good friend of ours, him and his wife Veda. They kids, they live in Atlanta, so we spend a lot of time with them. And he was over the other night. We had a nice party over there. Everybody was there. Good times. It was Camille's birthday, and you know what I'm saying, the whole nine. But anyway, we just got to talking, like after we had fun and was playing games and stuff like that. We got to talking, and he was like, "See, like man, like everything I'm writing now." You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he wrote, and by the way, when I say songwriter of the year for the Grammys, I don't mean like the hip hop songwriter, R&B song. He won songwriter of the year. And so he wrote records for Beyonce, Rihanna, Lotto, Sweetie. Like he just write every song you hear on the radio the last few years, he done had something to do with. And I told him, I was like, he was now, first of all, he said he writing K-pop records. So he'd been flying to Korea, back and forth to Korea. And I don't know if y'all know what K-pop is. Korean pop.
For real. Okay.
Yeah. So he was like, bruh, I realized that there are 4 billion people in China. I mean, in Asia. He was like, it's only 250 million or something, or 350 million in the U.S. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, if I go over there. So he been writing these like K-pop records. And I was like, yo, that's crazy. And these records, like the fastest growing records in like Spotify history and like just going crazy. And he was like, yo, it's weird because he like everything now is like, I used to like one out of every, you know, however many would go. He was like, they all just going now. And what I was trying to tell him is, I was like, yo, you know how compound interest works. And I was like, essentially, you put 100,000 in the bank, we'll just use a round number. And what happens is, next year, if you compounded at 10%, next year you got 110. I was like, that next year, without doing anything, just continuing on the path and being consistent, you're now compounding not off that 100, but off of that 110. And so what I was telling him was, when we was talking, I was like, dog, you're not even compounding off of the work you was doing when you and your brother was like coming up in our city and all of this other stuff. Now you're compounding off songwriter of the year. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when you look at success, and what I'm trying to say is like, when I look at what we're doing, I think we look for these outrageous jumps. Like compound interest is really about consistency. And I'll throw it to Maul because he's our resident financial expert. But I'm saying compound interest don't say you need to put another 100,000 in there. You know what I'm saying? And then another 100, and then no, that's not how compound interest works. Compound interest works off of putting in the deposit and then allowing it to grow. But what I told them was the reason that a lot of people are in the exact same spot this year to next year is they spend the interest. Does that make sense?
That make a lot of sense.
So when you do what you're supposed to do with your health for 6 months and put that in there, instead of staying consistent and letting it compound, you eating crazy and spending your interest. So now you done had 3 months where you done backslid and you eating crazy and whatever, and now you look up a year later and you like, yo, I might be in the same place, or really how it works with inflation, it's really worth less. You're really worse off than you were a year ago if you're the same. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Eggs was $2.99 last year, they $3.99 this year. So really, if you're doing nothing and staying stagnant like that, you're really getting worse. And so what I was saying was, if we really approach success like that, right? Like when I look at what we did, people always used to be like, yo, y'all touring in Australia, that must feel crazy. I used to be like, not really, because it's compound interest. So before we were touring in Australia, we were at Michigan State and people was loving us there. And we were making a difference there. And then it was like the Big Ten, Indiana, Purdue, Northwestern. They was like, yo, can you come do this here? And we was like, bet. We went and did it there. Then E-Video started blowing up in the States. Then we started blowing up and getting orders from
Australia.
Bro, it was like Gold Coast, Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, New Zealand. We was like, what? So we shipping books. Now, we so stupid, we didn't even realize the book was $20, the shipping was $100, and we was doing free shipping at the time. We was like, oh, okay, hold on, there's something going wrong. But again, we're selling books out there. So after we're selling books out there, he started doing Zooms for Glenn and his community in Australia. So by the time we got to Australia, that was just compound interest off of what we had been doing. So compound interest ain't nothing really sexy in terms of like, ooh, you look at it every day and it's like, oh, but it's like, it's just over time.
It's sexy.
Okay, cool. But to the average person who doesn't understand it, it wouldn't look sexy. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when I looked up and we were in Australia touring, I didn't feel like, oh, we just put another 200,000 in. I felt like this was compound interest off of what we had. And in 2025, I want you to help people understand that the consistency model, although not the sexiest model, right? Because I think there's this illusion of like, yo, I'm about to drop this product and I'm out of here and it's going to change my financial life forever. And I'm going next year, and you come in with these expectations. And when you don't see it, then you spend the interest because you like, it ain't working no way.
This episode of the Secrets to Success podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp. The holidays are here, and there's nothing better than those cozy moments, like curling up under a warm blanket with some hot chocolate or spending quality time with loved ones. It's a season for comfort, but sometimes true comfort goes beyond the physical, and that's where therapy comes in, a lasting comfort that stays with you even as the seasons change. Therapy isn't just for moments of crisis, it's about learning positive coping skills, setting boundaries, and growing into the best version of yourself. If you've ever been thinking about starting therapy, why not give BetterHelp a try? BetterHelp is entirely online, designed to fit your schedule with convenience and flexibility. All you need to do is fill out a quick questionnaire and you'll be matched with a licensed therapist. Plus, you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Find comfort this December with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/success today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/success.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Oh, it does. You said Ma was the residential financial expert on.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I don't know if you,
I
just wanted to set the table for the conversation, but.
Yeah, so they say, how many wonders of the world is it, Carl?
7. Yeah.
7. They say compound interest is the 8th. If you think about that, compound interest is the 8th, bro. If people really grasp this conversation, so what C's talking about is T-Ron having compound interest in his life. And the same way how it works in money, it works in a person's life, right? So what you have is invest, right? You have to invest first. We talk money, or we could talk in your life. Once you invest, right? Now you have this thing, and you have to invest early. That's the thing about compounding interest.
Time.
You could time, bruh. You can have one person, both people can have $50,000. One person could take that matter of fact, we're gonna go back to C thing, the $100,000. One person could take that $100,000 and put it in the bank. Just say, oh, I'm gonna hold on to this 100. This is all the money I got. Don't do nothing with it. Keep it under the mattress, put it in the safe. And guaranteed in another 10 years, 20 years, you're gonna have that same $100,000. And you might be glad that you ain't lose nothing, right? In that same kind of way, think about your talent. Think about whatever it is you bring to the world. You could take that gift, you could take that talent, you can just hold it to yourself. Or you can put it out there and invest it, right? Here you go. This is why compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. If you took $100,000, and this is something that I got.
Come on.
This is something I did for my family, is in my family trust. I took $100,000. I did this 3 years ago. And I said, for 75 years, I want to put this thing, and I got it in my family trust, and I got it where it's written out, and it's saying, in 75 years, imagine all my children, my children, they're going to be in their 80s, 90s.
Yep.
My grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, in 75 years, they are going to get this trust and be able to use this trust that I put back 3 years ago, but it's a total of 75 years.
And I want to make one clarification. You're putting that lump sum in and letting go.
And let go.
Right.
Don't touch it.
Right.
Don't add another dollar to it. $100,000, $100,000 because of compounded interest. I'm not adding another dollar to it. What do you think that dollar amount will be in 75 years?
100. Oh, you put in 100,000.
I put 100,000.
10 million.
10 million. What you think, Carl?
I'm gonna go high.
Compounding interest. I didn't add another dollar to it. Showing you all
75 years,
showing you
bro?
all how time is the greatest asset.
I'm just going big. I'm going 100 million. Just 75 years is a long time.
Okay, you said 10 million, 100
I'm going
million. See?
Yep. Yeah.
And this is growing at a rate of 10%.
Over how many years?
75
75
years. That's what I
years.
said. That's a long.
Yeah, I'm
I got 72 years left.
Say 100.
100 million. It comes out to $127,189,537.
And only because I know how compound interest works.
Interest
If you would have
works,
asked me before I knew, I'd have been like, maybe
10
like,
million.
you're right, 10 million.
So now imagine
6
that.
million.
Just a $100,000 investment. Don't touch it. You're just putting it there and letting it compound. Now, what if you did something like that in your life with just your talent or just with the things you do in life? What if you literally put it in something that's going to compound? So like how T-Ron, he right now he on autopilot and he's getting the best. Matter of fact, I bet you when he first started out writing music, he probably was asking people,
Yeah.
hey, let me do a song for you, E. Man, hey, bro, I could really write music. But then when he started to compound, he started doing hit records, probably did his first couple of them for free, right? Just so he could show like, hey, this is what I do. Now all of a sudden, now he got the top artists in the world coming at him. So yeah, compounding interest, bro.
I just saw-
even when I look at real estate, dog.
Yeah.
Like some of the properties that I got right now,
Mm-hmm.
bro, I put down $15,000 on these properties. I put $15,000. My only investment
Yeah.
on my pocket was $15,000. This was 24 years ago.
Yep.
And then now I'm looking at the property paid off, property worth $500,000, property generating $4,000 a month. And so that compounding, yeah, it's deep, bro. Eighth wonder of the world.
Yeah, no. And I think, like I said, for us, if you okay, so how do you work? Maybe you jump in here, but how do you work people past the mindset of, again, it's not a fast process though.
Oh, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It took time. Like year 2,
Yeah.
that 15,000 it didn't look like that.
No.
And that's the problem that I think most people have. And you spend the interest because you go, it's not working. Listen, if I had $1 for everybody who came to me was like, yo, see, I've been speaking for 6 months. It's not working, bruh. And I'm like, first of all, what are you basing that off of? Because you don't know. And I told somebody, listen, I said this when we had our talk the other day. I truly think that one of our biggest keys to success, one was E being 12 years older than me. That helped. And that's just God. That ain't had nothing to do with us. The other thing is, I told them, because everybody in there was younger than me, so I was like, look, and me and T-Ron the same age, but everybody else was younger. And I was like, look, we didn't have anything to compare ourselves to.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the hell Tony Robbins was doing.
Yeah.
I ain't know what the hell Les Brown was. I had no clue what they was doing. I had no, other than they speak and I see them and they look like they're a big deal. I had no idea how long it took. I ain't know Tony Robbins' life story. I didn't know what Les was, Zig Ziglar. I didn't know how long it took. So I didn't have anything to compare it to. So we just kept working. And so what I'm telling you is I'm looking back, connecting the dots. I didn't necessarily know this then. But the one thing I did know is that I didn't know how long it should take. And I feel like now you see other people and you don't realize that their success has been compounded. And what you want is a lottery ticket. I don't know what's the opposite of compound. Like, what would it be like? Just something like I said.
Blowing your money.
That's what I'm just saying.
Blowing your money.
No. I mean, not even that. I'm saying, what's the opposite where you still make a lot of money, but you don't. It's not necessarily compounded. You just got a lump sum. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody, like I said, I could think of like a lottery ticket where it's like most of us are like more lottery ticket driven, where we want to be like, I went, bought something, I'm broke today and rich tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like what we're talking about, and everybody here, our successes come over a compounding period. So guess what? None of my friends would have chose my life 3 years into what we were doing.
Right.
Nobody was like, oh, bruh, you in Shanghai, you in South Africa. I wasn't doing, bruh, I was in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? We was in the prisons. We were in Atlanta. Like we wasn't all, you know what I'm saying? So it's like.
Because it's delayed gratification, dog. It's
It
delayed,
is.
It's delayed gratification. When I look at the two sides, I look at E. If I'd have made it to the NFL, I would have signed a contract like that, bro. I would have been 22-year-old millionaire. I would have hit it just like that. But in that process of compounding interest, I learned how to invest. I learned how to manage my money. I learned how to respect money. I learned how to so-called get it from the bottom. I learned how to build businesses. I learned how to do all of that stuff.
Yeah, that's good.
So I think that's the difference maker when you talking about just getting that lump sum, that lotto mentality. That's what a lot of players get when they make it to the league. And unfortunately, that's why they end up broke.
Right.
Because they didn't go through the compounding part.
Yep.
They didn't take the little they had, put it back in there, and then let that grow, and then take, and keep adding to it. And I think that's the problem, bro.
See, I like there's a part of me, Maul, that I think we measure things wrong. When I said like even the concept of delayed gratification, when you said, I was like, we measure that wrong because there is evidence all along that things are growing. Like what you just said, like you go back to the history, bro, there's evidence. Bell Tower was evidence that things are growing. Bro, you ain't making no money, you ain't doing nothing, but there's evidence that things are growing. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I'm thinking, because we're looking for that, we got that destination mindset, we miss all of the little steps that's happening between there, and the little steps are the compounding, bro. The compound is only 10%. Compared to the amount that you had to invest, 10% is nothing. If I'm gonna give you 10% on everything I make now. You see what I'm saying? Like, no, you want the full amount.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about when you're looking at other people. So if you bought a Chevy and somebody bought a Ferrari, you didn't focus on the fact that you didn't have a car and bought a Chevy. You focus on the fact that you don't have a Ferrari.
Right. That's it.
And so, does that make sense? Like, it's where you're focused. You're not looking at, oh man, I grinded up to get this.
Bro,
so then when you look and you get defeated, and that's what I said. They were like, well, what does that look like, in terms of spending interest? I said, looking at what everybody else is doing. Stopping your greatness and what God got for you because you go, not even that you stop doing stuff, you start doing stuff you're not supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Oh, you start looking at them and going, oh, well, maybe I should be doing that because that looked like it's working. And that looked like it should work. And so instead of doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're spending the interest by chasing somebody else's goals and dreams and what they doing or what you think they doing or what you think they having success at. And when you might as well be inconsistent. Yes, you're still working. Yep. Everybody say you was lazy and you just stopped working. You just start working over here. You working some over there. You working some over there. And I really just think like this is the product of staying with it this long. It's like, doggone it, I'm in doggone South Africa with Toby sitting next to Prince William. Like, this was compounded. Yes, it's crazy we here, but this is compounded. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is compound interest, bro. We not on over here. We did not go from Get Twisted Sundays on the couch to Prince William. It was a whole lot of compounded in between that. We didn't go from Thank God It's Monday to Saudi Arabia. We really didn't. We went from Thank God It's Monday to touring in the States, to touring overseas in Australia, stuff like that, London, UK, and then boom, here we are years later. You know what I'm saying?
No question. Yeah, I think too, for those of you who are listening, I think one of the fixes is your emotional intelligence. You know what I'm saying? I think, when you hear, what you're hearing right now is all the principles. And I always tell people, if principles were enough, we'd all be successful. Because we all, what I'm saying? Like, for instance, how not to get a STD. Like the principle. It's an easy way not to get any of those type of things. You know what I'm saying? It's only one thing you got to do to not do that.
Yeah.
You feel me? But the problem is people get them because a lot of times for most of us, the emotional immaturity overrides the principle. You feel me? Like we're not emotionally mature enough to keep the principle. So the principle is great, but my emotions overrule the principle. And so what you have to start doing is you gotta, I just did a sermon, at church about Christmas and like, why is it the most wonderful time of the year? You know what I'm saying? It's like people say all the time, it's the most wonderful time of the year. Why is it the most wonderful time of the year? Well, first of all, it's the most wonderful time of the year because in a lot of places across the world, they do Christmas. So it's collective. So Christmas wouldn't be the same if Carl was doing it at his crib. Carl doing Christmas at his crib. Nobody else ain't doing Christmas. Yeah. It wouldn't have the same juice. It's not the same. It's just like, what up, though, is strong, but what up, though, don't mean nothing to nobody from Utah.
Right.
It don't mean nothing. But if you're from Detroit and you say, what up, though, it means something, right? If I say home run in, that don't mean nothing to everybody. But when you say Christmas, it's universal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like a bunch of people from whatever all come together. Then the other thing people don't realize about Christmas is I think they use the word like cheer or something like that. It's like a time of cheer. Well, what happens during Christmas is everybody's doing it and everybody's doing high vibration. So the highest vibration you can have is love, is giving. Yeah. That's the highest vibration. Yeah. So you got the highest vibration going and you got everybody doing it. And by everybody, I don't necessarily mean everybody, but a whole bunch of people to make it a movement, right? So the whole world is on the most highest emotional frequency you could be on. So you see a shift even in the world. Cats who once would blow their horn and go off on you, nobody's doing that right around Christmas time. Everybody's opening doors for people.
Yeah.
Everybody's being nice to people. It's like, hold up, how's this possible?
Right.
Like, this ain't even possible. Like, just
It's hard
a
to be
month ago-
pissed when you hear Mariah, you know what I'm saying, and the jingle bells. You know what I'm saying? You just feel.
But that emotional thing is finally all headed in the same direction, in a positive direction. So when it's not Christmas, though, look at how we act.
Yeah.
You feel me? And so for me, I think people need to get a grip on their emotion. So it's like when you go, oh, I got to let this sit for 10 years, 20 years, that's not a statement somebody who's emotionally mature would make. An emotional mature person would say, yo, here is a principle that says, regardless of what I do, I'm going to be benefiting, period. You feel me? It's like, and again, for those of you, who are not believers, I'm not suggesting you do this, but I'm saying when you are a believer, in Christendom, it's do you pay your tithe?
Christendom.
Yeah.
I like that. No. I'm not clowning. You've been making them some sweet words because you said a solutionist.
Yeah, solution.
At church.
Yeah, solution.
And I was like, oh, I said, why? You said that's not a word. I just made that up. I said, oh, yeah, that's fire.
It's a word, though.
Oh, no, I know
It's
exactly.
definitely a word.
He
That's
said,
a
yeah,
word.
I'm a solutionist.
I'm a solution.
Oh, bro, I was like, oh, that's fire.
Yeah, and I just say that more because it's like, I don't pay tithe from an emotional place. And some of us have a few things that we don't, and we need to tap into that in every area. So I don't pay tithes from an emotional standpoint.
What does that mean?
Meaning that I don't care how much money I make or what's going on. If I have an increase, I'm going to do 10%. Period. I'm not emotional about that. But if we were to look at our lives, the only reason we fail is because most of it is emotional. You feel what I'm saying? And so it might be like, man, I want to say this, but I can't say it. But let me just say this. One of the things, Maul, that I try to always do, and you've heard me preach about this, is when it comes to, Dee especially, and this is why I'm not as healthy in other relationships as I probably could be, but I always used to say, because of what she did for me when I was a teenager, that I'm only going to see her a certain way. I'm not emotional about it, Maul. I don't care what she do, what she say, how she feel like she feel like she messed up. I have the same image of her every single time. I will not allow my emotions to make her you know what I'm saying? Make her a bad person. Oh, I can't believe she did that to me. I just look at it as like, oh no, you human too.
Yeah.
You ain't the only human person. You human, and you gonna make mistakes.
Absolutely.
I can't make it personal, but you're still that person who looked out. And so when we start making these emotional decisions, that's scary because it's like, compound interest is what it is. Tithe paying is what it is. He said, I will open up the windows of heaven and pour out blessings that shall not be room enough to sit.
Yep.
Whatever measure you give shall be given to you. So when I go to a
Press
restaurant,
down.
shaking together and run over.
Come on.
So when I go to a restaurant, I'm going to be real. There are times, Maul, when people give me poor service.
Yeah.
And I want to say, I'm not about to bless you. And the Lord said, that's an emotional decision. Where did I ever say that if a person doesn't give you good service, it won't be pressed down, shaken together, and run over? I never said that to you.
But how is it being pressed down for them?
And it don't matter for them. It don't
That's
matter.
the part I ain't there.
You know what I'm saying?
Why are they getting pressed down?
And you know
They
what?
didn't deserve-
I don't
How they
know.
running though?
I don't know.
How my run?
That ain't your concern.
Yeah, wait.
And that is,
I'm saying, look like
yeah.
they running over.
yeah,
Oh,
and that is emotional.
I just asked.
'Cause now you playing God.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, because you don't know why
don't
they
want to do that.
Yeah, you don't know why they, you know what I'm saying? You don't know why they, whatever. So for me though, I know the principle. If I give, regardless of how you act, if I give, it's coming back to me.
Yeah.
You feel me? And so I think, Maul, for me, when you said that, I'm like, yo, E, why haven't you, there's a lot of stuff I haven't done before I was going to say met you, but met wouldn't be a good word because I don't know if I would do some of the stuff you're telling me to do. I would say, before we established a relationship and I trust you,
Yeah.
there are some things that I wasn't doing. And I wasn't doing it because I was in my emotion. Now it's like, no. Invest this, buy this, do this, have this conversation with your kids. And I think that's the bigger piece for those of you who are listening going, oh, I understand everything they're saying and I'm burning right now. because I still don't got insurance.
Yep.
I'm burning right now. I heard Maul say it a million times. I still didn't put no money aside for my family that's got nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
Because that's what I had to tell a group
Nothing
of
to do
young
with
men
you.
that I was working with. They going through some stuff and like they feel like they're being oppressed and they whatever. And I was like, well, we need to do X, Y, and Z. And they was like, well, how am I going to benefit from it? And I was like, that's one of the ways that you don't benefit when you always asking how you benefit.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that's an emotional response. So if Martin Luther King would have been like, how do I benefit
Right.
from this? We wouldn't be sitting in this room right now.
I can't see it. I ain't gonna make it to
I'm
the
not
promised
gonna-
land with
right.
them.
So why would
Moses,
I even
the
do
same
it?
thing. Everybody can say that.
Yep.
Why would I do this
Yeah.
and leave my wife
Right.
without a husband and leave my kids without a father for them
Yeah.
when I'm already doing well?
Wow.
You know, so I think the bigger challenge is we're emotional. And not only are we emotional, we have not come to grips with we're emotional.
Yeah.
You feel me? So it's like you got two problems. My mother called it triple darkness. You don't know that you don't know that you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So you don't even know the reason why you're not successful is because you're emotionally spending.
Yep.
And you don't even know that you're emotionally spending because you're emotional.
Man, it ain't
Yeah,
even
yeah.
that
You feel
much,
me?
dog.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
not
just
even that,
saying.
it's not even that much. So to add on what you're saying, another principle would be you have to have a selfless attitude.
Yeah.
You got to remove that I from ego, right? You got to remove it. When you look at this, I'm glad y'all put that up. Everybody's children can be rich. If you think about it. Now, how many people, like, if people love their kids, see? People love their kids. They be like, man, I love my kids. I die for my kids. You'll die for your kids, but you won't put up $583.33 a month for them to make them millionaires by the time they turn 59 and a half.
Listen, it's perfect timing. No, see, hold on. And I can't read, Carl. I just need you to maybe if you could read. Oh, wait. Scroll up, Blake. Just
Which one then?
this right here. Because I saw this the other day, and this is what sparked it. And I was like, you know what? Let me just actually bring it up. Go up a little bit. Should be a paragraph in there, Carl, that starts with. We ain't got to even read the whole thing.
He was a brilliant stock picker.
Was he a brilliant stock picker?
was he a brilliant stock
read
picker?
that. So this is
Probably
a janitor
not.
who was in World War II, and then after that got a job as a janitor and had $8 million when he died.
Wow.
$8 million. To your point, Maul, I just want to illustrate exactly what you're talking about. So real quick, actually start the paragraph. You actually just read the whole thing, Carl. It ain't that long.
I got you. Ronald Reed is a real person. I thought it was a question mark at first. Although he was almost totally anonymous while he was alive, his story is well known now. His Wikipedia article, which lists him as a philanthropist, is a pretty good read, pun intended. During his working career, his jobs were a gas station attendant, mechanic, and a part-time janitor at JCPenney. This wasn't a man making a huge income, but with the money he did make, he did something pretty simple. He spent less than he made and invested the rest. Reed came from an era before index funds. Before index funds. So instead, he simply bought and held stocks. He bought the stocks of big companies like PG&E, CVS, Johnson & Johnson, Chase, GE, and Dow. He held for the long term. Was he a brilliant stock picker? Probably not. Let's do the math. He was honorably discharged from the military in 1945. He died in 2014, giving him a 69-year investing time frame. Let's assume he was penniless in 1945, then made equal monthly investments into average performing stocks in the S&P 500. In order to die with $8 million, he would have needed to invest less than $60 per month. Wow. Obviously, $60 was a lot more back in 1965, but that would have been $700 in 2014 dollars. A solid chunk of change, but something feasible for someone with his flair for frugality. So did Ronald Reed win at life because he died with all that money? I don't know. I think how much you die with or how much you spend while you're alive doesn't dictate the quality of your life. Rather, it comes down to relationships and experiences, finding happiness and helping people. But he certainly showed that it's possible and not all that complicated. Spend less than you make, invest the difference, buy and hold for the long term. As always, reminding you to build wealth by following the 2 PFC rules. Live below your means and invest early and often.
Yeah, so I'm just saying.
Wow.
My man, $8 million
Wow.
off of that. But I'm saying, you talking about how many years? 69. How many was it? 60 some years?
Yeah,
69 years.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you though.
Wow.
If you would have checked on him and let's just say he had IG in 1946,
Yeah.
and
Trash.
was like, oh, what?
Trash.
Everybody out here doing this? Oh, I'm not about to put this money up. I got to go get me the newest.
Yeah.
So what they said, $700? Okay, so let's just say you like, oh, he's still $700 in today's money. Cut it in half. Cool. I'm saying you're still $1 million. You're still
million?
millions dollars.
$4 million.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know how it compounds. Maybe it doesn't equal exactly the same. But I'm saying you're still doing well. So it's like, bruh. But the mindset is, how do you get to that point where you're comfortable? And so this is what I wanted to transition into, because the sermon this week was Joseph, and one of the things that E said, and okay, so let me say this before I get to that. I feel like E now. You ought to get excited. You know what I'm saying?
Come on,
Pastor,
preacher.
you ought to get
Jay
excited.
was getting serious on this.
No.
on.
I'm saying you ought to get excited, because here's what I love. And then the reason I wanted to actually pull that up and read it, Carl, like so y'all can hear it, not just us talking, like you can see it in action. My man did the Joseph, right? The beautiful thing about what we're talking about, and listen, this ain't about money. It is about money, but it's not about money. It's about whatever you want it to be about. It's about your marriage, it's about your health, it's about your kids, it's about your money, it's about your spiritual life, it's about whatever. What pick an area in which 2025 you would like to grow.
Yeah.
This is how we gonna do it, right? The thing I love about it, my man, the thing I love about what we talked about, you ain't gotta be sweet. You don't have to be sweet to do this. Now, maybe to hit the overnight, like for real, you might have to be sweet to be like a poker player and win billions, or you got to do something crazy, or go to the NFL, you got to be swole, you got to hit somebody in the mouth. To go to the NBA, you need to be at least 6'6", 6'7", and have a wicked jump shot. To be a singer or entertainer like Toby, you need to have a brilliant mind and be able to pick what the world gonna love and entertain them and be funny and charming. And my man didn't have to have none of that.
SMP, none of that.
No, I'm just saying he didn't. He was like, yo, I'm gonna put.
Live.
Bro, this is what I'm telling you.
Ooh.
But that's something that can be held by anybody.
Mm.
That's the exciting part. Maybe you somebody who like, man, I don't want to do no podcast. I don't like talking in front of people. I don't this. I don't that. I just want to go to work. Come like, yo, if you cannot get caught up in the hype, and that's what he was talking about this weekend, or a couple weeks ago with the sermon, was saying, bro, Joseph was Tim Duncan.
Mr.
Tim Duncan is the least
Bruh.
talked about superstar in the I believe in the history of sports.
with 5 championships, right? I think it's
5.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
You never hear his name.
Bruh,
Nothing.
we hear about Messi, Ronaldo. We hear about Kobe. We hear about Shaq. We hear more about Charles Barkley.
Right.
Shout out to but you know what I'm saying? Like, but when you think of the greatest in all sports, when you think about Mike Tyson, Holyfield, Douglas, all of them, like you think about them boys, you think about what another sport, Arthur Ashe, Roger Federer, Serena and Venus.
Yeah.
Whoever be like Tim Duncan, he's always like an afterthought. Even though my man is one, but you know why? Because he said it. He was Mr. Fundamentals.
Yeah.
Bruh, like,
It's crazy.
this is the perfect example of what I'm trying to tell you.
Wow.
He wouldn't have been popping on IG. Tim Duncan IG would have had like 152 followers.
All Spurs fans.
Oh, no
Probably,
doubt.
I want to see.
It's family.
No, I'm just saying, all Spurs fans, correct, but I'm just saying, like, because there's nothing attractive to the common eye about fundamentals. So that's what I was saying about compound. Tim Duncan is compound interest.
Yes, sir.
Like, for real. LeBron and them, they like lottery. Like, woo, I could see it. It's flashy. It's great. He killing. And don't get me wrong, GOAT and phenomenal. Jordan, phenomenal. Tim Duncan was like, yo, I'm just going to make some layups.
Off the glass.
I'm going to get some rebounds.
Yeah.
I'm going to make some solid passes. I'm not going to turn the ball over, and I'm going to play good defense. I'm really not
And
dunking
quiet
like
as kept,
that.
he might have beat 1 or 2 of them.
Oh, he did.
In that time frame, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Well, he beat
Time
LeBron.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it, right?
I can't even find his page.
He had to.
Yeah, when the Spurs won, the Spurs beat the Spurs won, right? Yeah, they beat LeBron one year.
He had to.
And I'm just saying, nobody talk about my man.
No, they don't. That's what I'm saying. To the point, bro. Nobody speaks about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the problem, dog. It's like we look at the fundamentals and the basics, and they just get rejected. So somebody say, "Yo, see, how do I get rich?" And I tell them, they want to know, like, how do I blow up like ET tomorrow?
Give me the quick secret.
I'm a sweet speaker. Give me the quick, like, how do I?
Say, what could you even possibly tell somebody? Like, I don't even.
No, I'm saying, but that's what we're looking for.
I didn't. I see a bunch of fake pages.
Oh no, Tim Duncan ain't got no IG. It ain't nothing to see,
bro. I see fan pages.
It ain't nothing to see, but some layups. Don't nobody want to, like, bro. It's the same thing for baseball. They used to have a commercial called "Chicks Dig the Long Ball," but it's like Derek Jeter and them singles and doubles is what was really winning World Series.
Yeah.
But some kind of way that home run,
sexy.
Oh man, you see Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa hitting that joint out that don't necessarily mean it's the most efficient to winning.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that I want to ask you in 2025. Do you want to look like you win or you want to actually win?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying, like, really do that inventory on yourself right now. Do I care more about looking like I'm winning or actually winning? Because Tim Duncan was actually winning.
Yeah.
But it was other players that looked like they was winning. I'm talking about, no disrespect. I'm like, Iverson looked like he was. I'm talking about we celebrate Iverson 1,000 times more than Tim Duncan. Iverson got 0 rings.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. My unsung hero is Tracy McGrady, bro. I love Tracy McGrady, bro. He ain't won nothing.
Tracy McGrady, legend, dog. Everybody talk about him. He one of the best. Iverson, Cole, Marbury. I'm talking about, like, Marbury getting more pub than Tim Duncan. Sprewell. I'm talking about. Come on, bro. I'm just saying, but like, because they had something. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro. I'm saying Vince Carter. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, we don't celebrate consistency.
Well, again, what we celebrate
in that way, not non-flashy consistency. Let me say something. There's a lot of consistency we celebrate, but it's got to have a flair too.
It's the emotional. It's the emotional, and so that's what I said about Joseph. Bro, I promise you,
come on, man. So anyway, I was teeing that up so you get to Joseph.
Man, let me tell you something. For
the 6,000th time I've heard E preach Joseph, but in a different way.
Bro, when I tell you, Ma, I'm about to run through a wall because I'm like, yo, if I'd have got this message when I was 12, 13 years old. But what we do have is our emotional currency. And our emotional currency is what gets us every other currency. So that's where you start.
I want you to focus on here right now. Don't you worry about when you get home. You concentrate on this opportunity. You don't worry about tomorrow. You concentrate on this opportunity with all your might, with all your soul, with all your heart.
Thank you so much for rocking with us as always, right? We don't take it lightly, guys. And we hope that we've provided transformation and not just information. We want you to become the best version of yourself, right? Make sure you check out the show notes to access all the important links and get your product discounts. Now, one favor we're asking of you, do us this favor. Make sure you subscribe and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. We want to know your feedback and how we can serve you better. And if there's anyone that you think could benefit from listening to the show, please, I'm begging you, please share it with them. And remember, as E always says, if you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful.